Hello, I'm Doug.
Hello, I'm Frederick Caine.
Fred, can you tell me when you were born and a little bit about yourself before the war?
I was born in May 1930 in Wolverhampton. In 1937, I moved to Smethwick, which is now part of Bewdley. My dad was an engineer at houses in glass furniture. I don't know what he did in the wartime, but it was all to do with windows. Houses was. He used to travel all over the world for the company. I always used to seem to know when he came. He was back home again. He used to tell us to open the door and he was there. No, I don't know why.
Yeah.
Didn't knock the door, he was there. That's a bit psychic, I think. A little bit in the family.
Did you have brothers and sisters?
I had 4 brothers, no sisters. I was a little bit of a handful. He used to break the furniture when we used to fight. Said he was arm broken and everything else. My mother used to go down the garden and get a little twig and really wallop us, you know. Did us good. And never ate it for it. Brought us up well. And she always used to warn us when we were in company, if we didn't behave ourselves. She'd say to us when we got home.
Yes.
But yeah, we had a good life, happy life, hard life. There wasn't a lot of money about.
Fred, do you remember the start of the war?
I don't actually remember the start of the war. I wasn't really told about it. And my father used to hide the paper, so we really kept out of it. But my older brothers knew about it. But my youngest brother didn't, and neither did I. But we soon became aware of it when we were evacuated. We'd evacuated a bit of hustle onto a train. Next thing we knew, we were in Bewdley. And my elder 2 brothers, one was elder, one was younger, and a girl, was billeted at a butcher's in Loud Street in Bewdley. And he was a gentleman butcher. We found out he used to kill all his own meat with a gun and all the rest of it. We used to see the blood pumping out the cattle with a rope round the leg, which was a bit horrible really, but interesting. I remember once I was shut into a room with the geese. That's a bit nervous, and I was only 9. I remember once when a pig was dragged along the yard back to the slaughterhouse, got a broken leg. He really squealed and squealed. Never forget that. He used to make his own faggots and all that stuff, which I enjoyed. But it was a bit of a life. Went to a local school. There was a bit of upset between the 2 sets of teachers. The headmaster was sacking one of the teachers and he was ringing the bell, he kept on going and that was it. But I don't remember the school life very much, except we used to go church on Sunday mornings, virtually compulsory, plus the fact it was something to do. I remember the butcher, Mr. Timmins, he took me to Kidderminster to a Roman Catholic church once. I ain't got a clue what was going on. That was life. I used to had to do errands for the butcher, taking meat or whatever I delivered in parcels. And I remember going up to a lane from Bewdley to dark, of course, and the bats are flying at me. Oh, really scary that was. But nevertheless, we did what we were told. I remember going up into the woods and where one of the apprentice lads, there was 2 of them, the butchers, he got a pit and he threw all the old meat in.
Right.
And he developed maggots.
Oh.
There was thousands of them.
Oh.
It must be about 6 foot square, the pit was.
Right.
You can imagine that crawling with maggots.
Oh, I'd rather not.
I would not really fall in it anyway. It's very hard to visualise now. It was a long time ago. But we'd allocated a room to the top of the house and we had to go across a board, across some stairs. That's a bit weird here one time. There were no proper stairs right up to the bedroom, for suddenly the stairs went down as well from this loft landing. We had just a set of boards, about probably 3 foot wide and about 6 foot long. We had to go across that to get into our bedroom. It probably was a storeroom, I suppose. I don't know. That's been my brother to remember more about it than me. I don't know where the girls slept. But that was it. But the butcher had got her daughter, Margaret, who was a spinster, and she looked after us for a while till she had enough and she couldn't make it anymore. And we was transferred to another lodging, if you like, in a house in the other side of the river. And she was a bit of a battle axe.
Yes.
All our rations seemed to go to the lodger. And one of the favourite things was cabbage. We were never West probably, there's always some caterpillars in it.
Yes.
But the lodger ate the caterpillars. He said, well, they eat the cabbage, why not?
Yes.
I always remember that bit. And I know we had to only 3 inches of water, and it was measured for the bath. It was actually measured. And we used to have a candle to play a light at that room. You couldn't put the lights on. Candle. Reading our books or whatever. We were always in bed early when it got dark. A bit morbid. And of course, I think my parents found out about it in the end, and it did not close on Christmas, 39, and they fetched us home, and we stayed home with us afterwards. But I can always remember it.
Freddie must have been from what I gathered from what you said, it must have been quite a contrast coming from Smethwick, which was a fairly built-up area, to a country area like Bewdley. It must have been very difficult for you to adjust to life like that.
Well, but it didn't really notice it much because it was an adventure, really. We got the river, Bewdley, and we used to go walking on it, exploring on our own. Because in those days, there was not so much discipline, where you go and all that stuff. I think we just got out of the road to the Miss Timmins, really. Used to go into the woods, which is some local forest nearby. There was a big log yard we used to go around. And of course, every Sunday, my mother and father used to cycle down, about 18 miles cycling down and back to come and see us on the Sunday, provided the weather was okay. We used to meet them under the bridge in Bewdley. Glad to see them, of course. So while walking around the weekend with the parents, that was fine. But I suppose our time was filled up with the school and everything else. We had to just get to school and come back again and whatever the school wanted us to do. No, it wasn't so different. Of course, my eldest brother, I got another 2 older brothers, got 4 brothers. And they used to lead us a little bit in the town, yes, but in missed those, I suppose. Yes. They incidentally were messenger boys on cycles for the councillors, in case they found her down and used to cycle from one post to another, ALP.
Yeah.
No, I don't think I was only 9, I mean, it was just an adventure.
Yeah. Do I gather you didn't like the first lodgings, as the second lodgings, as much as the first lodging?
Oh no, I'd say she was a battle axe. I think she only wanted us there for the money and the food, the rationing, that's what I can say. Mustn't speak at the table, take your elbow off the table and all the rest of it, eat that up. You're right, we're not going to eat that cabbage. I mean, we brought up, my mother was a beautiful cook. We couldn't eat that stuff. Which we were glad to get out of it, but I don't really know what went on. It must be my older brother who told me parents what was going on. And they said they moved us home straight away. And that was because when what they call the phony war, before the bombing and everything else started. But when that started, I remember that very well.
So you returned to Smethwick for 1940, which in fact was when there was a lot of bombing. What was that like?
Frightening. I remember every time the siren went off, we would drag out to bed. downstairs into the shelter, which in fact we had to assemble ourselves in the garden. Made a big good job of it, I reckon. But my uncle, who was with us, living with us, making 8 in the house, he would never leave his bed. He wouldn't come downstairs. He wouldn't go to the shelter. Nothing. Nothing could frighten him. Until a bomb dropped. And you couldn't see him for smoke coming down the stairs trying to get his trousers off. I think he was in the shelter before us. But there was within a quarter mile where several bombs dropped. They attacked Smethwick Junction, which was a busy railway line. 1 or 2 more local. I remember the story later on where one family or 2 girls were in the cellar in protection, and unfortunately a drain was bombed and all the water went into the cellar and they couldn't get into the cellar, and apparently they were reaching through the grill trying to hold them around, but they couldn't do anything, they couldn't get them out, they just drowning, holding their hands. Must have been horrible. But the bombs all, you hear the whistling coming down, fighting. And I was sometimes sleeping in bed, or rather lying in bed at night. It's dark, I could hear the airplane going over and they used to drone. A bit frightening noise. But that reminds me of another time when I was 20 minutes late for school. I used to the grammar school at that time, towards the end of the war. And now it's planes going over, there's hundreds of them. That must have been really when they were really attacking Germany.
Yes, airplanes.
And 20 minutes before they all went over.
Right.
There must have been at least 500 planes going over. I had to watch it. It was a wonderful sight. But the bombing, because we were lucky really, because when Coventry was hit, they were flattened completely, weren't they? The cathedral and everything else went in Coventry. But they couldn't warn, apparently they couldn't warn the people in Coventry they're going to be there right, because they knew they'd be out beforehand. But they got this code machine, which they found, but they couldn't let the Germans know they got a code of it. If they protected Coventry, they knew they got this machine. They could alter it. War, terrible. But I didn't actually see any, houses bombed, because they seemed to be bombs were in the open. They did drop a landmine, which is a big mine with spokes coming out of it at the council house in Smethwick, but they defused that, so that was all right, but they took hours, all the roads were blocked off and evacuated houses, because if that went off, it would have been no council house.
Yes.
I was saying we were lucky we didn't get the bombing. I didn't hear the bombing in Coventry, because we were in the shelter, and that was it. The shelters was terribly damp earth, it was horrible.
Was it an Anderson shelter that you were in?
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. We remember having to dig the hole and ditch. We got the neighbours coming to help us, dug a pit and threw all the soil aside and built this Anderson shelter inside it. So there wasn't much of the roof above ground level. Then they're all covered with the soil we'd taken off. Tried to protect the entrance, and there was the emergency exit at the back. There was no way of getting out of that, because it was all soil around it.
Right.
So I suppose protection except to direct hit. We did have an incentive bomb drop outside the shelter, maybe about 6 feet away.
Wow.
That went in one of the bushes and set that alight. Because that reminds me, we did have hundreds of incendiary bombs dropped, setting fire to different places. I remember one somebody shouting to someone local and one of the neighbours. They were in the shelter as well. You have roofs on fire, because one of the incendiaries had gone through their roof and they wouldn't come out. Too scary. Because I mean, being one of those, it's just as bad as a bomb. About 18 inches long, I think.
Right. What happened to the incendiary bomb that landed in your bush?
Well, there's my parents were outside. No, my father was outside. My mother was with us, and of course there was one or two grown-up men keeping an eye on the place surrounding them. They just covered the incendiary bomb with soil and that was it. They put it down. And because in those days we had like called a stirrer pump. You put the water in the bucket, you put the stirrer pump part of it into the bucket, and you pump like mad, and the water come out the hole if you the hours if you were lucky. And they probably used that as well. But the only one they had to put out.
What was it like in a blackout?
Well, it didn't affect us very much. As far as I can say, we had wooden shutters came out of the windows, and then a latch on the top, really old-fashioned types. Closed the shutters, which are drawn, not folding, and they just brought a latch, metal bolt kind of thing down, really solid. So we didn't have any blackouts on them. Curtains, we didn't need them. When we went to the bedroom, obviously, we didn't have any lights as such. We just went, light from the window was enough, and we got into bed. Because of youngsters, and that was it. I didn't hear any wardens shouting out, certainly not at our house. There may have been other areas, because it was obviously got to be done. I don't see how much you could see a little light up in the air, but still, I suppose there's got to be a big light to see, but they are very strict. Because I believe they were fined as well if they had shout a light. I didn't hear anybody being fined, and did nothing to do with me. I don't even, our government should emphasise I don't even know. Just didn't register, except the scary bits.
What happened, Fred, at the end of the war?
Well, good, I can remember this very well then, because I was 15, 16 then. They announced the fact that they're going to light all the street lights again, and it wasn't electric, they were gas. So each one had to be retimed and reset, new mantles, everything. And more often than not, 4 out of 5 of the lights never came on. So we used to, some of the lads, about 6 of us, used to go around the street and kick in the lamps, and then give them a good whack, and they used to come on. That was good, really. But as far as I remember the victory over Germany, I was at school obviously, and then because we used to have big fires, we did big fires in the road, tarmac and everything else went up in the air, street parties. Well, we got something to enjoy, happiness all the way around. I wasn't a bit too old and I was a bit shy, I suppose I didn't kiss the girls like everybody else did, but there must have been a lot of it going on. But victory over Japan, I remember lighting a big fire, and I was at a school camp in Bewdley, Wittersford near Bewdley. At a school camp which was set up during the war so that children could get away from it and have some rest and quiet. Rather strict, but just fun. I was one of the squad leaders in that particular time. There was 6 squads, 10 each. And we had victory over Japan came, and we celebrated by building a big fire in the school field. Right. And it must have been anything 12, 15 foot high, wigwam style, because we were in the middle of a forest. There's plenty of dead trees.
Yes.
We built the fire, and because I was one of the leaders of that, making that fire and being on it, scouts. I remember that very well. I was on holiday at the school camp when that happened. Because when it came out, I think there was more parties and enjoyment.
Yeah.
It seemed to be continuous.
Yes. Fred, it's been lovely to talk to you this morning. Thank you very much for coming in.
Well, brings back a lot of memories. I've enjoyed it. Although no doubt I still think of a lot of things afterwards. But since the war, I've been reading books and watching films, what happened. And I found it most interesting history. People, future generations will be interested to listen to what's being said, and I hope it makes a big difference to their lives. Because something's got to be done to make peace throughout the world.